Right now in Iowa, there is a critical need for foster parents. We spoke with a fostering agency that tells us there's been a significant drop in new foster parents, while there are more kids in need of stability as the pandemic continues. Just this year, DHS documents 127 kids have been to a shelter. We also spoke with a foster family who fostered 14 kids in addition to their own children. They share their journey of giving kids a stable home and what you can do to support these kids through challenging times.
These walls aren't just for our family, they're for everyone. So whoever needed a home, we've always known that we had a place for them. We weren't sure exactly how, but fostering has been exactly what we needed. We know that God has called us to love, and He loved us.
Brittany Wells and her husband Jared began fostering kids years ago.
And we knew we were ready to love again. Love no matter what it means, whether it's going to be a heartbreak.
They've fostered kids from newborns to teens, giving their own kids new siblings throughout the years.
I've picked up babies straight from the hospital that have needed someone to step into their lives. When we get a phone call, we first of all don't even know if we'll end up getting that kid until they end up on our doorstep. And you are saying yes to today. And they may be here for one day. You can have them for a week, or you never know, if parents are not able to complete things, they may ask you to have them forever. That's never the goal.
Brittany sees children she's cared for as resilient.
You think of that connection you have with your birth mother, and you know her heartbeat, you know her breathing.
She says many people tell her she's a saint for opening her home to foster children. She laughs.
Let's just hang out in our home and be a family. That's what these kids want, and this is what kids need, is just a family to love them.
As foster parents, Brittany and Jared's goal is to reunite kids with their biological parents.
I am not their parent, but I'm willing to be there for them if they need that.
Emily Easton is the foster coordinator at Four Oaks Family Connections. She says during the pandemic, there's been a significant decrease in new foster parents to start the licensing process.
Huge need, huge. Yeah, we have the biggest needs that we have are for families that can foster sibling groups and teenagers. It's hard to say, you know, in this hard season, let's do something else hard and welcome kiddos into our home. And instead of saying like, oh my gosh, what will happen to me if I say yes to foster care, maybe we should say, what will happen to these kiddos if I say no? If a kid couldn't find a home, then they would potentially be in a temporary shelter.
DHS reports in 2021, 380 kids stayed at a shelter. And for this year, 127 kids went to shelters. But for Easton and her husband, they did say yes to fostering.
You just have to be a safe, stable, consistent home for a kiddo that has a need for a home.
But right now, there is not enough people saying yes to loving on these kids.
The kids that are at shelters, they need a home. They need a couch to jump on and cuddle on. They need just some stability in their life. These kids need you right now, and they're not waiting for this pandemic to be over.
Samantha Mesa, Local 5 News, We Are Iowa.
If you're interested in fostering, we have more information on how to start the process on our website, weareiowa.com. If you're not able to foster, there are many other ways you can help, from donations to giving kids great experiences.